Welcome back to Lux Lab, where culture, craftsmanship, and legacy define true luxury. Today, we're stepping beyond watches and into another world where rarity, history, and obsession collide. This is the elite tier of sneaker culture, where footwear becomes investment-grade artifacts, museum-worthy collectibles, and symbols of global influence. From diamond-encrusted luxury sneakers to game-worn icons tied to the greatest moments in sports history, these are the most expensive sneakers ever sold. Let's begin. We begin with a true statement piece, the Buscemi 100mm diamond sneaker, valued at $132,000. Released in 2016, this luxury sneaker features 11.5 carats of diamonds set in 18-karat gold, merging high-fashion craftsmanship with unmistakable opulence. From refined luxury, the story moves to basketball history, with a pair of Michael Jordan-signed, player sample, Deadstock, Nike Air Jordan 11 Space Jam sneakers, valued at $176,400. Famously worn by Jordan during the 1995 NBA playoffs and in the film Space Jam, this pair last sold at auction in 2020, solidifying its place in sports and pop culture history. That legacy continues with Michael Jordan's game-worn Converse Fastbreak sneakers, valued at $190,373. Worn during the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, when Team USA captured the gold medal in basketball, these are considered the final pair Jordan ever wore in competition as an amateur athlete. Innovation takes center stage with the Nike Air Mag, valued at $200,000. First released in 2011 and inspired by Back to the Future Part 2, this futuristic design features an illuminated Nike logo, built-in LED lighting, and self-lacing technology. Released in extremely limited quantities, the Air Mag represents the intersection of technology, film, and sneaker culture. That innovation is followed by exclusivity with the Nike Air Jordan 1 Retro High Charlotte Hornets Foundation, black and white, valued at $250,000, designed by Michael Jordan himself and released on his 56th birthday. This pair was worn by Jordan during the 2019 NBA All-Star Weekend, with only 300 pairs ever made. Luxury fashion enters the conversation with the Louis Vuitton by Nike Air Force One collaboration, valued at $352,800. Designed in 2021 by Virgil Abloh to celebrate the Air Force One's 40th anniversary, the release featured a Nike orange Louis Vuitton pilot case and a Nike swoosh-shaped luggage tag, redefining what a sneaker collaboration could represent. The story then returns to the court with Michael Jordan's game-worn and signed Nike Air Jordan Low 13, valued at $378,000. Released in 1998 and worn by Jordan during a game that same year, this pair captures the closing chapter of an iconic playing career. One of the most talked about moments in Jordan's career follows with the broken foot Nike Air Jordan 1s. Valued at $422,130, Jordan wore these during a 1985 game against the Golden State Warriors while playing with a broken foot, further cementing his reputation for resilience and relentless competitiveness. History deepens with the Nike Moon shoe, valued at $437,500. Released in 1972 and handcrafted by Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman, this design introduced the waffle sole, revolutionizing running shoe performance. Only 12 pairs were ever produced, making it one of the rarest Nike sneakers in existence. That rarity continues with Michael Jordan's game-worn and signed Air Jordan 1 Chicago's, valued at $560,000. Worn during a 1985 game, the sneaker showcases the iconic Chicago Bulls colorway of black, red, and white that would define a generation. An extraordinary story follows with the glass shard Nike Air Jordan 1s, valued at $615,000. Worn by Jordan during a 1985 exhibition game in Italy, the shoe contains an embedded shard of glass from a slam dunk that shattered the backboard, a literal fragment of basketball history. Tribute and legacy merge with the Nike Air Jordan Retro Kobe Pack, valued at $800,000. Created to honor Kobe Bryant's 20 years in the NBA, the set includes replicas of the Air Jordan 3s and 8s and was distributed exclusively to friends and family in 2016. The value climbed significantly with Michael Jordan's game-worn Nike Airship, valued at $1.47 million. First released in 1984, This pair is recognized as one of the most expensive game-worn shoes ever sold at auction, marking a pivotal moment in sneaker history. Another defining performance arrives with Michael Jordan's game-worn and signed Flu Game Air Jordan 12s, valued at $1.38 million. Worn during the iconic 1997 NBA Finals game, Jordan led the Chicago Bulls to victory while battling illness, creating one of the most legendary moments in sports history. Music and fashion collide with the Nike Air Yeezy 1 prototype worn by Kanye West, valued at $1.8 million. Worn on the Grammy stage in 2008 while performing Stronger, Kanye also announced his collaboration with Nike during that appearance, marking a turning point in sneaker culture. Luxury reaches new extremes with a solid gold OVO by Air Jordan 10s, valued at $2 million. Released in 2016 as a collaboration with Drake and Air Jordan, these remain the most expensive new Nike shoes ever created, weighing more than 50 pounds each. Another championship-defining moment follows with Michael Jordan's game-worn and signed Bred Air Jordan 13s, valued at $2.2 million. Worn during Game 2 of the 1998 NBA Finals, the pair marked Jordan's 6th NBA championship and final season with the Chicago Bulls, later autographed and gifted to a ball boy after the game. At the pinnacle of sneaker history stands the Dynasty Collection, valued at $8 million. This unmatched collection contains 6 game-worn and signed Air Jordan sneakers, each worn by Jordan during the championship-clinching games of his 6 NBA titles. The set includes the Air Jordan 6 from 1991, 7 from 1992, 8 from 1993, 11 from 1996, 12 from 1997, and 14 from 1998, each symbolizing a defining moment in one of the greatest careers in sports history. These sneakers aren't just rare, they're cultural landmarks. They tell stories of dominance, innovation, and moments that transcended sports to shape global culture. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the highest echelon of sneaker history, be sure to like the video, subscribe to Lux Lab, and turn on notifications for more explorations into luxury at its highest level. Until next time, this is Lux Lab.